Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new to my channel, Lenette Looks. Today I'm going to be talking about The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I wanted to read this book because it was so popular on Goodreads and all over YouTube, just about. So I said, let me dive into this and find out how this story is. So Evelyn Hugo, she's a movie icon, and the story follows her telling a magazine reporter about her life story. She's finally ready to divulge all her secrets and all of the things that she has lived through. It is called The 7 Husbands, so she goes through all of her experiences with these 7 husbands. The story is pretty interesting because in the beginning she's like, I want to find this reporter, and she knows who she wants to divulge her life's secrets to, and she has a particular reporter in mind, and her name is Monique Grant. And you're wondering, why does she want to have this particular reporter? And even the reporter herself is like, I don't understand. Like, I'm fairly new. I'm hardly known. Why does this famous icon from the 1950s want me to interview her for the first time? She wants to tell her story. And we're like baffled. We're like, okay, why? What is it about her? So there's mystery there. From the start, there's mystery there. So Evelyn, she talks about her life from the 1950s, becoming a movie star, how she started, all the men in her life, and another special someone that she actually really falls head over heels for, who is like the true love that she so longed for. So she talks about her life and how she made it to become an actress in the 1950s, the tough times that she had as a woman back then, trying to get ahead and make a life for herself in this industry, this male-dominated industry, especially back then in the 1950s. And finally, in the 1980s, she actually chose to no longer be in the spotlight, and she's quite you would call a recluse. You know, she doesn't like being in public. She stays herself in her house and everything. So this reporter, Monique Grant, goes to her house to interview her, and she's asking Evelyn, like, why me? Like, I'm fairly new and I'm not even this famous reporter. And Evelyn keeps telling her, you know, you'll soon find out. You'll soon find out. So again, there's mystery there. You're wondering, what is it about this reporter? Why would she want her? You know, honestly, I thought, she doesn't want anybody. She doesn't want to deal with any of the top-notch people. She just wants somebody that's not very well known, because she's this recluse. She wants to stay out of the limelight. But now that she's a lot older, she's like, I just want to bare my soul to somebody that is not very well known, and maybe that made her feel more comfortable. But that's not the case. As you continue to read, you're getting a little bit more like, okay, maybe there's more to the story than I thought. Evelyn, to me, she was an unlikable character. I was so frustrated with her. A lot of her choices, there's so much deceit, betrayal. This is definitely a drama. This is like reading a soap opera. It probably wouldn't have been my number one choice, my number one favorite story to read, but I really wanted to dive into it since I wanted to know what the hype was all about with this story. And it really took me by surprise, because there was a lot of things based on the title that I thought, like, wow, this is like going to be an Elizabeth Taylor type of story. I've never read Elizabeth Taylor's story, but this was so scandalous, and there were so many lies that she told. And then I just kept thinking, she needs to like come clean and finally live the life that she really wants to live for herself, to be happy, and others around her in her life to be happy too, because she is creating this trail of lies and deception, and then she just keeps going down this dwindling spiral. And I'm like, oh my God, when is she gonna stop? Like, after a while, it just became really annoying. To me, she wasn't a very likable character. And hey, there are stories that I'll read and the villain is a likable character. You'll you know, he's not annoying. He's like being a villain, and you know, I'm like, okay, you know, I can get him. She never like thought about other people getting married to these men. A lot of times it was for the limelight, for the the tabloids can have a certain story about her to boost her career. Falling in love was probably secondary most of the time, not all of the time, but most of the time. And she had very few people in her circle that she truly cared about. But if you got in her way, she was ruthless. She was the ice queen. She would, you know, like, she didn't really care. She hurt your feelings, and she was just very selfish. And I could understand a lot of the reasons why she was so like hidden, and she didn't want to reveal certain things about her life. I can totally understand that. But I think her as a person, my God, she was just like I said, to me she was like this icy person. Even to the people in her life that were very close to her, there's certain jabs that she would say or certain things that she did which were so deceiving, and it's like, wow, like, she doesn't stop. Like, stop already. So there are some lines that I want to read just to give a little bit of insight on who she is, how her thinking was. So one of the things that she said, she was asked, how do you act so cavalier? Act so cavalier about some of the things that people would be scared to do or say. And Evelyn says, because other people got nothing to do with me. So her thing was pretty ruthless, like, just do what you have to do, don't worry about other people's hearts that get in the way, and that's that. But it does go into also like her as an actress, and her working, her mindset, her experiences working with other people as an actress. It goes into the limelight, the tabloid fodder that she experienced, and how she would set up her life in a way to manipulate how they saw her life, and then write about what she wanted them to believe about her life. So this kind of sums up all the dwindling spiral of lies and deception that she made for herself for a reason that she felt she had to do. She says this was our people, and here they were revolting against the police in the name of their right to be themselves, while I was sitting in a golden prison of my own making. So even she herself felt like, oh, all these lies, she's sitting in this prison, but she's living what everybody would assume to be like, oh, you're living the life, you're like, you've made it, you're a star, you're in the public eye and everything. And she's thinking like how unhappy it is to be living a lie. So in reading this, you're gonna find out her scandalous life, her glamorous lifestyle, how she maneuvered husband to husband, and why she married the people that she married. And then you're also gonna find out who the true love of her life really is. I was just hoping that she would like just reveal and be herself as she goes through those pieces of her life. And I know it wasn't easy back then because certain things are so taboo. But in any case, if you want a story that has lots of drama, betrayal, the limelight, and a Hollywood icon living her life in public, and then the way she lived her life behind the scenes, it gets revealed in this novel. There was this one scene that was so funny because Evelyn breaks her tooth, and how she breaks her tooth was super I was shocked, but I was like laughing at the same time. So that was a funny part in the story where she totally breaks her tooth. She gets really excited, and that part was very funny. But you, again, if you want to read a really dramatic story, kind of like a soap opera-esque thing, and learn about why she is this icy person and why she did the things that she did, and who this reporter is, what relationship this reporter has to Evelyn, and the reporter doesn't even know. So you will find that out too. So there's suspense there, there's shock there, there's a lot of drama. She pulls down the curtain. I didn't love the story, but I didn't not like it either. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads. If you liked what I've said so far about this story, I think you would enjoy this book, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So on that note, guys, I'll see you on the next one.